Good morning. It's Monday morning. I am so sorry that you're getting a car vlog again after I kept promising that you weren't going to get car vlogs anymore because I know they're terrible. But I have filmed or attempted to film this same video about 5 times. And I just kept getting interrupted, usually by a dog or two and some kind of mischief that they were getting into. So I'm going to talk about weight, diet, weight loss first, in case that's what you're here for. And then after, I'm going to discuss everything else. Everything else being mostly just medical stuff, so I definitely would not begrudge you for checking out. So, I did not weigh in last week. Maybe you noticed. I did not do a weigh-in Wednesday. It was deliberate. I made the decision not to do a weigh-in Wednesday. That was because my weight was going up. And I did not do a weigh-in Wednesday because my weight was going up and I didn't want to tell you. It was for my own sanity because I am very heavily influenced by the scale, and if I see it going up or it is up, if I'm very much triggered into saying screw it, who cares, I'm gonna eat whatever I want and I'll do better next week. So I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to record an official weigh-in Wednesday and then just have it all go off the rails, since I obviously was already a little bit off the rails. I haven't been terrible the past couple weeks, but I haven't been great either. So I think I told you before that the last time I went to the doctor, she told me that my blood sugar was low and that I should eat a little more often. And I am doing intermittent fasting and I only eat once a day and I really enjoy it. And so I didn't quite know what to do. I bought a glucose monitor so I could check myself to see if it really was something that I needed to change my diet for. And first of all, it is extremely difficult to get enough blood out of my body. Phlebotomists have always had a majorly tough time getting blood out. It's usually almost an hour that it takes them to find a vein and get enough blood out. So doing it at home with a tiny little thing is proving just as difficult. I have pricked every finger multiple times and put the needle on the highest setting, and I still can never get quite enough blood. But anyway, it's a different complaint. I was able to check it at least for a couple days before and after a meal, and it is pretty consistently low. And then when I eat, it goes up just slightly. So I guess numbers wise, I am still a little bit in danger of hypoglycemia, but it's not as low as it was. For instance, when I got it checked after the doctor's appointment, I think the number was 54, which is in the hypoglycemia range. I don't really remember exactly what the range is. And when I was checking it afterwards, it was pretty consistently between 60 and 70. I think the average was like 66. So, it's low, but I haven't gotten any side effects, or symptoms, I should say, of hypoglycemia. But that little nugget, that one little voice saying you should eat more, is like, that's dangerous to someone like me who, you know, if you tell me I should eat more, that is gonna like burrow itself into my brain and be like, oh my gosh, I can eat more. I should eat more. Someone is telling me as a fat person that I should eat more. And, you know, I didn't want that to happen, that I would actually start eating more. But I think it did a little bit, because I started adding like a snack or two to a couple days. And again, nothing extreme. But for me, since I have a tendency to go into like a binge mode, like I can just very easily be triggered into eating way too much. Something as little as adding a snack can sort of send me into that, like, look at me, eating a little bit more. What's the harm in eating even more than this? So I was still counting my calories, still logging everything in, still mostly staying under my calorie range. And then like one day I went over by like 200 calories or something. So I ate almost 1,500 calories that day. And I think that was last week, like the week before last week. It is Monday right now, Monday of a new week. And last Wednesday is the weigh-in Wednesday that I missed. And so the week before that is when this sort of happened. Because that I was starting to slip a little bit by going over my calories a tiny bit. And then on that Friday, I got a phone call from my rheumatologist saying that they're closing the practice. And maybe you remember my whole journey to a diagnosis, but it took me just over 9 months to get that appointment. The waiting list was forever, and I finally got to see him. I got a diagnosis. I really like him, and he has been helping me ever since, for a few months now. And sorry for the sun, I'll be out of it in a second. And now he's closing the office, and I need to find a new rheumatologist, which just sort of sent me into another kind of screw it all mentality, just from stress, I assume, because for one, change is very hard for me, especially with people, because I'm sort of scared of everybody, especially doctors. And so when I find one that I like and I feel like I am comfortable with, I don't ever want to leave them. And I want them to be my doctor forever. And it's not going to happen with him. So I have since called 6 or 7 rheumatologists, basically all of the rheumatologists that accept my insurance within 100 miles, and not one of them is accepting new patients. So after today, because I'm seeing him today, after today I will be without a rheumatologist, and that's not okay, because I need to continue my prescriptions. I just got new blood work done, and it's got a whole bunch of things highlighted in red that I'm sure I'll need to address somehow. And so clearly, that stresses me out. And I know that it's probably not a big deal, but like with most things, if you have any sort of anxiety whatsoever, then you're probably like me, where some things just are a big deal to you. You know, there's a lot that is not a big deal to me, and I'm pretty even keel about most things, but things like this just sort of take over my brain. I'm not a great patient to begin with, as in I don't advocate for myself very well. I don't speak up for myself very well in doctor's appointments. I just sort of, I go in with this long list of things that I want to address and ask and talk about, and then I chicken out, and then I leave just with my long list in hand. So that's my whole rant. All I wanted to say was I don't know exactly what my weight is today. I just sort of step a toe on the scale and kind of see if it's up or down, but I don't let it settle on a number because I don't really want to know just yet. It was still up. It was trying to remember. I don't remember what my last official weigh-in was, but I think it was 232-ish, or 232 exactly. I don't recall. Last week when I had stepped on the scale, or 2 weeks I should say, it was like 238. It was like way back up, and that upset me. So today I sort of tapped it again, and it was back to like a 234-ish. So it is going back down, but I don't like it. So I feel like I have a little bit better grip on the diet going into this week. So I have every faith that you know, I'll be right back down to the 232, but I am bummed because I leave for a camping vacation this Saturday. So at the end of this week I leave, and I think I had written on my calendar that I wanted to be at 220 by that time, and clearly I'm not even close. But to make myself feel better, I did look up what my weight was the day I left for camping last year, because we go about the same time every year, and it was 267 last year on that same date. So I still feel good about it, that at least I have made some progress in a year. And yeah, so I have rambled too long. Again, I'm sorry for this. Oh, sorry for covering you up. I'm sorry for the car vlog. There will not be a weigh-in Wednesday next week. Well, I guess there will be one this week. There won't be one next week because I'll be camping. I don't know yet if I'll be doing one this week. It sort of depends on how I feel, because I really want to go into camping very strong in my diet and not stray too much, because, you know, vacation is very easy to get off track. So I will try to, though, film some clips while I'm camping. I don't have internet there, but I will be able to at least take a couple nice clips and put it up for you when I get back. So hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday this week, but we'll see. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're doing better than me, and I will talk to you soon.